Hey Fae folk, welcome back. Bratz has a new product and I bought it and I do want to talk about it. This is going to be like sort of a mix of a review and just a discussion. I don't need to have these on my hands like that anymore. That was just, I don't know. I thought it would be like a fun way to open up the video. But as per usual, both portions of that review and discussion, I'm just going to be giving my opinions. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Just like, please try to be nice in the comments down below. Also, I'm not going to do like a proper, like, okay, time to unbox these because, clearly they're already unboxed. So I'm just going to insert like B-roll footage of the dolls, we'll get there, closer up as it becomes pertinent throughout the video. Where do I even start with these? I suppose I should start with the fact that, like I said, these are all open. I did open these. I did make shorts videos and I posted those to TikTok too. But if you haven't seen those, I'll go ahead and insert them real quick. It's just a few minutes. You can skip it if you don't care. But just in case you want that like initial reaction of like, oh, this is what the box looks like. This is like unwrapping them and everything. That way you can get that. I do voice some opinions in these clips that you're about to see, but like I will be going more in depth. So please either skip or enjoy.
Okay, you all are very precariously mounted on my steering wheel, and I look an absolute mess. My lips are chapped. I have like a cold sore. This is a disaster. But I finally found the Bratziez, and I grabbed hopefully what is all four of them. So we're gonna find out. I just, at least if I can get these two, Jade and Sasha, these are the two that I'm like the most into. I can't believe I bought all four of them, but I had to, thank God, they had like a 20 off of 80 sale at Target. So I'm cheating. Okay. We got such okay. We got the first one. I'm gonna like just look at the cards for all of them because I just want to know if I got them all. I maybe that's lame. I don't know, but that's what we're doing. These are like not opening the way that they should. They're also like, I double checked. There are no codes for these, which is asinine, and there's no way to like squeeze the box or anything to figure it out because the actual doll is in a bag. So that sucks. Okay, we have Yasmin. Also good. She's not, you know, I want Jade the most because she's the cat, but at the very least, it's not like a duplicate so far. I'm shaking. I'm like weird about that. Let's see if I can pull tabs, not pull tabbing. Blunt force our way through. I'm gonna cry. Yes! Okay, and the last one. This is probably going to be Chloe then, because I think I really did get all four. Yay! No! Oh my god, I got another Yasmin. That's crazy. Because what I did was, if you like see the display, I should have taken a picture. I was just way too excited. There's like 4 rows of 4. And so I took all 4 from one row. But apparently that doesn't stop you from getting a duplicate. So I didn't get Chloe, which does kind of suck. But, you know, I at least got the ones that I really wanted, Jade and Sasha. Am I crazy if I pick up a couple more? I might. I haven't decided yet. But this is already too long. So I'm going to have to do like a part 2 where I actually show you what they look like. We'll get there. I'm so sorry, but go to part 2. Okay, I waited until I was home. I was naughty. I did get 2 more. Listen. I know it's ridiculous. I can't help it, okay? I'm a disaster, but I got Chloe. So let's go ahead and open her up. All of them do come with also like a little bottle purse in a separate little baggie. Let's take a look at her. Oh, did you look pinky? This is actually my first Chloe Bratz baby. I haven't had one before. She's so cutie, the little pig snout. Y'all, and they do have like the lip carabiner, obviously, because it has to be Bratz. You can hang on your bag. I'm probably not going to hang these on my bag. There's one that I might, because I may have gotten 2 extras, not just 1. I'll show you in a second. But I don't think I'm going to hang these. I think I just want them on my shelf. I'm so happy. She's so cutie. So this is the second extra one I got. And I already know what it is because I saw the card. I'm so excited. Because guess what? I got 2 of my favorite. I'm losing my mind. I'm probably gonna keep both of these because I'm crazy. I love the Bratz Babyz so much, and I was so scared that they weren't gonna come out with anything at all this year, and that they weren't gonna like make any more of them ever. I know these are technically like Bratziez, not the Bratz Babyz. Listen, they're Bratz Babyz to me. I love them. I guess I should say they have like head rotation, and you can move their arms and stuff a little bit. Like the legs don't really stay that well. Oh my god, I can't believe I got two of them. I can't believe I got two of her. This one, the eyebrow is a little messed up. I don't even care. This is why I was like, oh, maybe I will put the extra on my bag. Y'all. Okay, two more to go. So this one's gonna be Sasha, who was my second favorite. I'm so happy to get her. Oh my god. The bunny ears. Shut up. They're so cute. Like, this is just adorable. She's such a baby. I love her. Okay, last one, because I'm not going to open both of the Yasmins because I have a plan for the second one. I'm going to give that away to someone. I hope they don't see this. That'd be kind of awkward, but we're only going to open one of them. Here we go. Look at her! The frog with the little crown. I'm so happy. I'm genuinely so ecstatic. Again, I know these are like expensive. It's ridiculous. They're not worth it, flat out. I don't care that Labubus are $27. These being $25 a piece is ridiculous. I know it's stupid that I spent my money on these, but I love them so much. I'm gonna cry. I'm so happy. I hate that these are true blind boxes that you literally have no way of knowing what you're getting. I think that's bullshit, but happy ending.
So I do think we're going to go ahead and do like the more review-ish portion of this video first, just because I have so many more thoughts for like the more discussion portion, and I just need to get the review part out of the way so that I can focus on trying to organize all of said thoughts. So we will be getting to price and availability and everything in the latter portion of this video. But as far as what the dolls come with, they are blind box dolls. I'm referring to them as dolls. Again, we'll get there. But they are, like, again, purely blind box dolls. There is no code. There's no way to tell what you're getting, like as far as a marker on the outside of the box or like a code being different or like a barcode or anything being different. I have seen some people say that if you squeeze the sides of the box, you can see these cute little they it says trading card on the back. They're just like a little like art card, right? I wasn't able to. I was in the store squeezing these, like trying to find them. I could not see any of the cards. I don't know though if that's just like a personal flaw. So that's the only possible way that you might be able to see what doll you're getting ahead of time. But as far as, like Nana Not Surprise used to have like a little marker on the outside, like a little sticker that would tell you what it is. Or I know specifically, like I know it from Littlest Pet Shops, like their blind boxes have codes on the bottom that correlate to which item is inside. Not the case for Bratziez. So that is what it is. But when it comes to the art cards, I do think these are super, super cute. I like the art style that was used for these. As I said on the back, it says that it's like a trading card, which I think is so strange. And it's also like a certificate of authenticity. Like it literally says this trading card authenticates that your Bratziez was carefully created and designed by Bratz. And it's not that serious. It's just a little art card to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just bizarre. I'm keeping them because I think the art is really, really precious, but it makes it sound like they're a lot more serious than I think it needs to be. Like, this doesn't need a certificate of authenticity to me. But maybe I'm just kind of an asshole. Also, with each Bratziez, you get one of these little bottle charms, which is very familiar if you've had like the Bratz Babyz, because it's just like the bottle purses that they come with, except those, at least in my experience, buying like the more recently released Bratz Babyz, they come packaged like already on the doll, and these do come packaged like in a completely separate little baggie that like you see that before you even actually open up the doll that you get. Fun fact about these, they don't really fit right. So I'll be showing you the B-roll footage here, but I have it like on Chloe here like a bag, and it's too long. Like it goes down to her feet. That's not like an appropriate spot for it to be hitting. Like that's way, way too long for a bag. It just needs to be like just a little shorter so it like tucks up by her hip, I think. It's just sort of strange. And then because I was like, oh, well, I'm calling them dolls and I'm treating them as dolls, but they are like bag charms more so. It's like action figures versus dolls all over again, where there's like such a weird middle ground, and it's like you're assigning all these terms. I'm getting ahead of myself. It doesn't matter what they're called, basically. I understand though that they are marketed more as bag charms than as dolls. So I was like, oh, maybe it's like the bottle is supposed to hang off of the little carabiner that they have. And it's like an extra part of the charm. It's not so much an accessory for them. But when you do that, it hits right on their face. And I'm like, that's gonna fuck up the face paint for sure. Like for sure over time, I feel like that's gonna mess up the face paint. So I have no idea where these are supposed to go. For me personally, whenever I have the energy, time, and motivation to do so, I'm just gonna use my jewelry tools to remove a couple of the chain links so that I can use them as purses that like sit better, because that's how I want to display them. But yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Maybe I'm just an idiot and it's like it's supposed to be an extra charm that you don't put on the same thing as the Bratz Babyz or whatever. But that's where we are. So, who do we want to start with? Let's go in the order of my favorites. I am so sorry, Chloe girl, but she is my least favorite. That doesn't mean that I don't like her, okay? I still like her. I mean, if you saw the shorts clips that I added in here, I bought more trying to get her too. So like I clearly like her, but she is just my least favorite out of the four. So we will use Chloe as also sort of just the example to show like what they all have in common, like the articulation and the carabiner and everything like that. I do also want to say these Bratziez were inspired by, I believe it was Doll August on Instagram. I'll put the actual proper name on screen somewhere just to be sure. I'm like 99% sure that's it, but just so we give proper credit. They were doing these where they were like taking Bratz Babyz that Bratz had already produced, like regular Bratz Babyz, slicing the faces off and then sewing them into little like Labubu-esque bag charms. And then Bratz, I don't know like the intricate ins and outs because I'm not a part of either party. And also I didn't look into it that closely, but they like did some sort of collaboration, something with them. Like the important part that I'm trying to get at here is that the original creator was properly credited and I believe properly compensated for these. So this is not a case of Bratz just like stealing things, which we like to see. But they are definitely very, very similar to Labubu's. So they have a like plastic, like a typical vinyl Bratz Babyz faceplate. It is not the entire head. Like if you squish the head, you can feel that it's soft in there. So it's just the faceplate onto this plush body. The plush body is somewhat articulated though. They all have little bows under their chin and the heads do rotate like 360 degrees all the way around, which is nice to see. The arms, I feel like I cannot figure out what the articulation actually is. Like I can get them to go up and down, but they're very stiff. I think it is all the way around the more that I like force it. But mine, at least all of mine, are a little bit more stiff. The legs, though, have rotation all the way around, so you can sort of make them sit and everything. And those are definitely a lot looser, at least on my dolls. Then the entire body and everything is like plush, and then there's just little hard hands and hard feet. Taking a look at Chloe specifically, oh, sorry, I kind of forgot. Carabiner. They all come with like this little ribbon that says Bratz on it that's sewn into their head. And then they come with a lip-shaped carabiner so that you can clip it onto a bag. Because again, these are being marketed more as bag charms than dolls. I just see them as dolls because I don't want to put these on my bag because I don't want them to get messed up. But Chloe specifically, this first line of Bratziez, they have said wave one, which allegedly means there's going to be more in the future. I have feelings. But they are their icons. So each of the four main Bratz characters is associated with like a little animal icon. Chloe is the pig, the angel pig. And so she is dressed up as a little piglet. It's very cute. The whole body is like very basic. It's just the fuzzy pink. But then on top, she does have a little bit of embroidered detail to be the pig snout. And the ears are a different texture. Like it's not the same fabric that is used on the rest of the doll. It's like a, I don't know enough about the fabrics to know what the difference is, but it is like visually different and texturally different, which I think is a nice touch. It just makes it feel like a little bit nicer. So that's pretty cool. Then my next favorite is Yasmin. So in all of like the basic ways, she is the same as Chloe. Her ribbon is green to match the frog. I guess it's like, to not distract so much from it. And she does have her little princess crown in between the frog eyes. The frog eyes are embroidered, which I do like to see. Like I like to see that level of quality. That's nice. Otherwise, I mean, it is the frog. I feel like it's a little bit harder to do anything super crazy because it's not like frogs have like notable tails or anything wild. Like so it's mostly on her head, the decoration and everything. But she's a little cutie patootie. There. Then Sasha, she is absolutely precious. Little bunny boo here. She has got just such long ears. I feel like she immediately stands out because, like, you definitely could have done a rabbit with much shorter ears and it still would have read rabbit. But like, I just love that hers are so long and floppy. There's nothing inside of here, like they aren't articulated or anything like that, which is fine for me. I just feel like I have seen toys with ears that are like super long like this where they have wire inside so you can bend them, and that is not the case for her. So if you were curious, that's the situation. I also think I'm not great, generally speaking, with face sculpts and everything like that. But Sasha specifically, I can tell you, does not have her like basic, like the reproduction Bratz Babyz face that they did. But this is like the mold for the bangs and everything that they did for the. I keep wanting to say runway, and I don't know if that's the right line. But the little one that they did with like the phones and everything, that's the faceplate that she has going on, like the hair mold and everything. Her ears are really, really interesting because they also have two different materials. So it's like on the back, the same as the rest of her body, but then there's like a seam. I will admit the seam, I think that could drive some people a little bit crazy texturally. Like it's not sharp exactly, but you feel it. It's not like a hidden seam or a subtle or anything like you feel it. And then there's more of like just a not like a faux fur where it's like sort of thick like this, but just a soft, like gentle plush feel for the inside of the ear. Again, I like that just because it's more detail, more like quality, but I just wanted to point out the seams. I do think those are a bit strange. And then on her booty, she has a little puff rabbit tail, which is super cute. I'm a little sad that Chloe didn't get like a curlicue pigtail. That would have been adorable, but alas. At least Sasha, though, has her little bunny tail. And then my personal favorite, and I know the favorite of a lot of people, is Jade here. Cool cat. Listen, I love Jade and I love cats. So, like, of course, this was going to be my favorite. There was never a world where this wasn't going to be my favorite. I love her. She's so cutie. She also has a tail, little cat tail going on back there that's just it's just so cute. And then the inside of her ears is this little like pleather material that's stitched in. So once again, like I want to give them their flowers during this portion of the video because I have like a lot of complaints just about this release and about everything in general. But I can't, be like, oh, they're shitty. Like, this is nice. This is cute. They do have some problems with the faces. I feel like I've gotten fairly lucky. I'm like re-examining mine. But I have seen people complain online that like they have gotten messed up faces. Mine is a little bit damaged. The eyebrow on Jade here is just like a little bit messed up, and she was like that straight out of the box. It wasn't because of this. But that's just kind of one of those things that like you're buying a blind box item, you literally can't see the item. Of course, sometimes it's going to be messed up. That is not me excusing the company. I think I'm just tired and resigned to it. You know what I mean? But that's like the review portion. Now we get into the juicy bits. And we're going to start that off with the fact that these dolls cost $25 each. 25. 25. I know I have them all. Okay. We'll talk about it. I'll get there. $25. That's fucking insane to me. And I fully understand, again, like the natural comparison to Labubu. I get that a lot of Labubus are in that sort of price range. I looked it up for this video because I've never like personally been interested in a Labubu. And they like seem to range in price. Like some of them are significantly more expensive. Some of them are a little bit cheaper. But a large portion of them are in that $20 to $30 range. So like it's comparable to a Labubu. I don't fucking care. I genuinely like I don't care that it's like, oh, well, this is comparable to like what else is on the market. That's insane. That's not an okay price to me. I'm so sorry. Like I know I paid it. I don't want to hear it right now. But like that's bonkers to me. You cannot convince me that this is like functionally worth $25. Especially I want to be careful because like my Bratz Babyz are sort of precariously balanced. But if we just compare like Bratz Babyz Yasmin to the Bratziez Yasmin, which like in my head they're calling it the Bratziez, that's fine. in my head, these are both Bratz Babyz. I don't know. But like, there's a lot less plastic used. I know there's like the fur and everything on this. There's a lot less plastic used because only the face, hands, and feet are plastic. There's no teeny tiny little clothes that you have to make. So I feel like that sort of makes up for the fact that this is fur and like stuffing and everything. This was like $13, 25. You could see what you're getting. Blind box. I'm sorry, I just think it's dumb. Like I don't care how it's marketed. I don't care if it's technically a bag charm. I don't care if Labubus are typically $100 and this is a steal. $25 is fucking crazy. Like, and more importantly, like I really do think that the 25 is always bad. Like 25 is not an okay price in my opinion. But the fact that you can't see what you're getting at all, like you literally just have to buy them and be like, wow, I hope this is it. And I went into this a little bit in the shorts, so if you saw that, you'd already know. But I said you can't tell because there's not stickers or like symbols or codes on the outside of the box. You can't even tell based on like the location in the case pack. So a lot of the time with blind boxes, you'll see, I don't have any boxes handy, which is really inconvenient of me. This would have been so much easier with an example. But say that you are buying a blind box thing and you can either buy one or you can buy an entire case. We're just going to pretend, because I have 4 items right here, that there's 4 to a case. Typically it's a lot more. But generally speaking, the way that blind boxes in any capacity that I have encountered them will work is that you will have like, okay, yeah, if you're buying the one, of course it's just a chance, like you don't know for sure. But if you buy the entire case, you're gonna get all of them. It once you bring in like secrets and everything, which again we will be talking about that in a minute, then it can get different because it's like, oh well, you might get a secret instead of one of the basics. But like you're gonna get a case pack where you're going to get all of them. The perfect example is the videos that I've done with stuff from Kika Goods, where they send me a big box of dolls and I am guaranteed to not get a duplicate because they're sending me a brand new case. With the Bratziez, the way that they are shipped and like show up at the store, they have a special display for them. And I'm kicking myself so hard for not taking a picture of that display, but I swear to God, when I walked into Target and saw that they were in stock, I went blind. I literally was just like, oh my God, grab them. So I didn't think to take a picture. I am sorry. But if you've seen pictures from other people floating around online, it's like, you know, a little end cap display that they will hook onto the end of an aisle, little cardboard thing. And so there's 4 shelves on the cardboard display, each one of which has 4 of the Bratziez on there. So you would think one of 2 things happening here. Either each shelf has all 4. So like shelf 1 has Chloe, Yasmin, Jade, Sasha. Shelf 2, Chloe, Yasmin, Jade, Sasha. Or it's organized by shelf where it's like there's 4 Jades, 4 Chloes, 4 Sasha, or Yasmin. It is neither because again, if you saw the shorts, I went in and I grabbed 4 and I was very careful to grab 4 all from the same shelf because it was like a brand new pristine display, like just gorgeous. And so my head was like, surely that'll mean that I get all 4 of them. And I got these 3 and a duplicate of Yasmin. Not cool. Not cool. So you can't even be like, okay, well, as long as I can get to a fresh display, that means that I can make sure I get one of each of them. They are really and truly such blind boxes, and you're paying $25 a piece. And I just really, I think it's really disgusting. I'm not a huge fan of that. And it gets worse, which is so fun to have to say. It gets worse on the part of Bratz themselves, and also not on the part of like the community, but off of the like community of people who see the collector community as a way to profit off of them. So from Bratz's end, we have the core 4, the typical, what you're expecting to see in there, like what you expect to see with blind boxes. But there are 2 secrets because these are blind boxes, which is basically just like gambling, if we're being honest. And so there has to be a secret so that you keep buying more and more and more and more in an attempt to get that secret. There are 2 secrets from Bratz, and they are the twins, Phoebe and Roxy, with their little like duck, like the angel duck and like the devil duck as the motifs. And thank God, I think those things are so ugly. I'm so glad that I don't like the secrets because even I, crazy person that I am who bought all of these, could not justify trying to get the secrets, because as of right now, I believe I'm gonna really try hard to like find where I saw this, because I think I read it like on Instagram and then I didn't screenshot it because I didn't realize yet that I was gonna end up making this video, and I'm just a disaster. But I believe allegedly these secrets are currently exclusives to Bratz.com. So like it already inherently, a secret is like such a manipulative tactic from a company to be like, you want the secret one, you have to complete the collection, you have to buy more and more and more and probably get 72 duplicates before you manage to pull the secret. But then to also be like, no, you have to order specifically from us is diabolical. I don't believe there are returns for the Bratziez on Bratz.com. Again, I'll double check that. I'll put on screen the information. But I believe that it says no returns accepted. So even like an unopened box, they're not taking that shit back. So you can't like order 10 of them and then be like, okay, well, now I pulled the secret on the third pull, so I'm just going to return the last ones. No, no, you don't have any options. And then also because Bratz.com is going to charge you shipping at a certain point, or up until a certain point. I think it's maybe like $50 that they do. Like if you spend 50, you get free shipping on Bratz.com. That means that you're not even going to just order one to try to pull the secret. You're at least going to order two to try to pull the secret. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, they're probably $24.99 with $50 plus free shipping, which means that you're going to be 2 cents away from free shipping if you get two, which means that you're going to order three so that you don't have to pay for the shipping. So you're spending $75 like per attempt to try to get the secret. Obviously, like you could be just trying to get these two. But I'm just like really putting in perspective because the layer of the secret, I think, makes it so much egregiously more terrible. The alternative is that you're buying one hoping that you get lucky and you have to pay the fucking shipping for it, which I like the layers on this I think are just so nasty. And also when these first went up on Bratz.com, they sold out in like 2 minutes. Like immediately they sold out because people are going crazy. I get it. I also went a little bit crazy, clearly. But that's like, it's just like there's such a high demand for this, and I think making it such a predatory thing just feels so gross. They are restocking. They might have restocked by the time that I'm filming this video, but the next like batch of orders from the Bratz.com website isn't supposed to ship until I believe February. I think they're like, oh, it can come in time for Valentine's Day, so it's like early February. And there's still blind boxes. You still don't know what the fuck you got. So if you're buying it for someone for Valentine's Day, you better hope they like all of them, or else you might have some trouble if you get 4 Sashas for some reason and they just like don't like Sasha. Maybe Chloe's their favorite and they're like, now I have 4 Sashas and I don't know what to do. So that's the behavior on the Bratz side of things. I just think that's unreal. Like I know it's not unique to them, so I guess I should say that. Like the blind box thing, generally speaking, is just such an epidemic. But I think the reason that it's pissing me off so bad with this is because, again, most companies have some way to sort of circumvent it. Even if it's as extreme as buying a whole case pack, at least you guarantee that you're getting all of them. Or like Littlest Pet Shop with the codes, like Not Enough Surprise used to do with the stickers. Like blind boxes aren't not new. And Bratz is not the only one who's not doing any sort of like way to tell. I just still hate it. And Bratz happens to be the one who's doing it right now, whose product I have in front of me. So they're who I'm talking about. So the caveat is like, I know it's not exclusive to Bratz, but also they could have done something different to make this a better situation. And they didn't do it. And then the second thing that's going crazy is the reselling market. We know that resellers, I mean, they prey on anything dolls and so far beyond, but this is obviously a doll channel, so that's like the scope that we're talking. Anything dolls that they think might make them money, they're snatching up, they're using their bots, they're like doing whatever they can to get those dolls so that they can sell them on eBay for a profit. I know these little suckers are already on eBay. I know it's really brutal. And it's like they haven't even like really officially come to stores. Like they're starting to pop up in Targets, but they aren't like widespread available. Bratz doesn't have them available to ship immediately anymore. And it's already a disaster on eBay, which again is also not unique to these. It's not new, but it's just disgusting behavior every single time. And to add on top of that, big, fat allegedly here because I have not experienced this in person and I have not spoken to anyone who has experienced this in person. But I was extremely curious because we're going to get into the story of how and why I got these. That's going to be like the conclusion for today's rant. Once we get there, you'll understand why I was doing this. But in my pursuit of the Bratziez, which I desperately needed, I was like stalking the Target listing as soon as it came on because I saw that there wasn't an option to buy a case pack on Bratz's website. And I was like, right, so we're not doing that because I'm probably not going to get all four doing that. And I don't want to deal with that. I was like, I have to find these in person because I thought, oh, surely if I can find a fresh case, I can grab all four from one shelf and we'll be good. So I was like stalking the Target app, stalking the in stock, being like, okay, is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Like routinely, I'd wake up and check it, which is that a little pathetic? I don't know. Maybe you can call me pathetic if you want. Doesn't really matter. I got them in the end. And as much as I'm yelling about it, I am happy. But I was watching and watching and watching, and it was a bloodbath. I literally saw a store pop up and be like, oh, in stock. And my dear, lovely husband, because I have horrific anxiety, like debilitating anxiety, called the store for me because I was scared to, because it was a store that was like 40 minutes away from me. And I was like, I don't really want to drive all the way there and find out that they don't have them. And so he called and they were like, yeah, we have 8 of them left in stock. Mind you, they come in that big um, 4 shelf case pack. So there's 16 that should have come in. They had 8 left in stock. And I was like, I'm not driving 45 minutes when there's only 8 left in stock because that just doesn't feel like good chances. It just didn't feel like good chances to me. They could have been in the back, or they could have like had, people grabbing from multiple shelves so I wouldn't be able to like try to make sure I get all of them, or they could be just gone by the time I got there. So I just didn't want to go for it. And I watched, I shit y'all not, 2 hours later, that store was listed as out of stock on the Target app again. And I don't live in an exciting place, okay? Like, I feel like, in busier areas, that might be sort of more normal to see popular things that are like fresh, just like come in and out of stock like that. I live nowhere. Like, I don't live in a place that I feel is particularly, like, it's not busy. I'm not like, oh, I live in the middle of literally nowhere where like I have to drive like 30 minutes just to find another house. But I don't live in like an excessively insanely populated area where it's just like everyone in this place loves dolls. Like, it's not like that. And so the fact that they sold out that quick, I was like, that's crazy. And whilst I was perusing the Target app, I was like, wow, there's a lot of reviews on these already. That's bizarre because like they're just coming in stock. Like, that's crazy that there's already so many reviews. And then I was like, that's a pretty low review score. I think it was like, at the time that I first saw it, I think it was like 2.5, 3 stars, somewhere in there. I have no idea what it's at now. Like, it might be a lot better. But I'll try to like see if like the reviews are still up so I can show you the proof of what I'm saying here, because I found this extremely interesting. I clicked it because I'm nosy and I was just like, well, I'm thinking about the Bratziez and I can't get my brain off of anything else. So I want to see what these reviews are saying. And like, I'm just so curious about the fact that there's so many of these reviews. There were so many 1-star reviews. And like, it's normal to have a few 1-star reviews because that's always going to happen with any product. So many 1-star reviews. And so, of course, I click those. I'm like, what's going on here? And I expected some of just the complaints that I have of like, it's so expensive. It sucks that it's a blind box, like that sort of thing. And there definitely was that. But more than anything else, what I saw was people being like, I know these are here, but the employees will not give them to me. And again, I need to be so like, this is so alleged because it's not firsthand or even really like secondhand information, just because I don't actually know these people. Like, I don't even know if they've ever set foot in the Target. They could just be lying for kicks. But there were so many reviews being like, yes, it says it was in stock. I went to the store. They told me they don't have any. Like, I checked my app and it says that there should be 8 in stock or whatever. I went in and they said that there are none, or they told me that it came in on the truck and they aren't allowed to go get it from the back, which, like, if you are a doll collector who like really wants to get things quickly, if you've ever gone to Target and you've asked someone for something, even if it arrives that same day, they are allowed to at least look for it for you. Will they be successful? That's a different question. Especially because like different departments and everything, it can get a little crazy. But like they are allowed to look for it for you as soon as it comes off the truck. Like it's not as though, oh, we have to wait 24 hours past when it arrives. Like the second it's in the building, they can look for it for you. I can confirm that 100%. And then one that stuck out to me, and I don't know if I'll be able to find this one in particular, but one stuck out and they were like, yeah, I literally heard, because I asked an employee and they buzzed their manager to be like, hey, do we have this? And I heard on the walkie talkie, not me, but I'm like talking from the reviewer, the manager say, they're not available. I have them on hold for myself. Again, I don't know if it's true, but I'm just like, there are so many like reviews like that it's hard for me to believe that every single one of those people is mistaken or lying. Like there's so many that it's like, that's a little bit crazy. Now, I do want to say, I have worked retail and it sucks. It's a very, I think, demanding job. It can be demanding physically depending on like the situation that you're in. And personally, I find it very demanding because if you're customer facing, you're going to encounter some absolutely just horrific people that you genuinely can't believe are real. If you work retail long enough, like you're going to encounter just really, really interesting people that make your day awful. And over time, it can really drain you and just be like a terrible working environment, especially because retail workers are almost never paid enough for the bullshit that they have to go through. Even places like Target that I know pay more than minimum wage, at least in my area, because I see like the signs every holiday season, like starting at this, presumably more than minimum wage in most, if not all areas. Even that's, it's not enough for some of the shit that you have to deal with. And if you disagree with me, go work retail. And if you've already worked retail and you still disagree with me, go work a different retail job or work it longer. Like retail is such a horrible, thankless job for a lot of people. And the reason I say that is because I'm bringing up the reviews and the allegations of employees putting these on hold, not to shame the employees inherently. I am sure there's a handful of people who are employees of Target who are holding these items so that they can resell them. Fuck those people. But I think most people probably just are fans of Bratz. I think most people, if it's true and these like are being put on hold, an egregious amount, I think most people probably are just like, this is something that I'm interested in. And I also want to be able to have that. And frankly, I think that's fair. You know, I don't, it's just such a hard balance because, like, obviously customers should be allowed to buy something, but like, it's not like the employee is getting it for free either. You know, they're still having to pay for it. And I don't think that they should have to like wait a week or something to get something so that customers necessarily have first dibs. I think there should just be enough shit for people to get it. So that's not like inherently a dig at every single employee. Again, I'm sure some of them are doing it in bad faith, but I don't necessarily think the employees are 100% to blame because if Bratz made these not as blind boxes or made them as blind boxes that have a tell or just made them more widely available, MGA is a large company, okay? Like they absolutely could have just made more stock. They could have known that these were going to go fucking insane and they could have just made more stock, especially right before the holidays. Are you kidding me? Like they could have just made enough to where it didn't have to be a case of, oh, either employees put it on hold or customers get it. It could be like, oh yeah, like there's so many of these things that the customers have plenty to pick from and the employees can put a couple on hold. So when they get off of their thankless shift, they can go buy some blind box dolls. So like it comes back to Bratz at the end of the day. Because it's just like, why are you making this so limited quantity? It's because it's a flex to be like, oh, they sold out. Look, people want this so much. I don't believe it is the exact same situation with Mattel because Mattel has shareholders that they are trying to please. And so Mattel has like different stakes for why they want to have things sell out very quickly because it pleases the shareholders. And I don't believe that's the case for MGA. I think it's just like a status thing almost. And it makes these seem more exclusive and more like, status is the only word I can think of. Like it makes it feel like not a, oh yes, this is a cute toy that's widely accessible to people that so many people can enjoy. It's like, oh no, you're you're like in the club if you have these, which makes me like sick because I hate the idea that I could in any way be perpetrating that. That's not how I feel about these. I'm just insane and I really wanted these, so I got them. I'm not better than you. I'm not better than any of you for certain. And definitely not just because I have these. Like that that's not something that defines my worth or your worth whatsoever. But I do think that that's sort of the feeling that MGA and Bratz are trying to accomplish by making these so limited. So I've been yelling. That was probably really bad on the mic. I'm so sorry. So you're probably sitting there like, Rain, I see these. And if you saw my shorts, you know that I bought a total of 6 of them. Thank God I had to keep on. So you're probably like, you're complaining an awful lot for someone who dropped an ungodly amount of money on these dolls. And to that I say, yes, I am. That is actually going to be the topic of the video that I plan on filming literally as soon as I turn this camera off. Like, I'm probably not even going to change. In my next video, you're probably going to be like, that's the same outfit. The issue of like complaining but still buying. So if you're interested in that, it's going to be coming out soon. But yeah, I complain. I still bought them. Here's the thing. And I hate this, and I feel honestly like bad about myself admitting this, but that's why I think that I need to admit it, because I feel like there are probably other people who are feeling this way, and it's like it's not okay in the sense that it sucks that you might feel this way. It sucks that I feel this way. It's not on you though. Like it's okay. It's okay. I just really love these. I just choked literally on nothing. What? Okay. I like when these got announced was in the middle of filming a like all my Bratz video. And I literally said in that video, oh my God, look at my Bratz Babyz. I love them so much. I'm so sad that they haven't come out with anymore. Like I desperately want more Bratz Babyz. And then we got the announcement for these. And so of course I was ecstatic. And then I saw the price and the availability and everything. And I was like, that sucks. Because I wanted that. Because they make me happy. And due to the way that Bratz was releasing these, it really made me feel frantic. And again, I know that that's like a little bit sad. I'm embarrassed about this, but I think it's good to be realistic about how people are going to feel. Like I am a case study of how these little suckers make people feel and how like the way that they handle the release makes people feel and why it drives sales. Because my thought process then goes to, okay, these are blind boxes. There are no codes, you know, like I'm checking in with people who got these like day one, being like, oh my God, are there codes on the box? There are no codes. There's no way to tell what you're getting. There's no stickers. There's no like rhyme or reason to how they're packed. They're blind boxes. So there's no way in my head where I was like, this isn't like an I can wait for a sale item. Because one, you don't even know, especially with how like insanely fast these were selling out, if they're ever going to go on sale, if there's ever going to be enough in stock for them to go on sale. And then if they go on sale, there is no guarantee that you're going to get the ones that you want, and the ones that you want are ever going to be on sale. And so it really did feel to me like there was just this insane time pressure where it was like, if you want these dolls, you not only have to pay full price for them, but you also have to get to Target fast so that you can try to be able to dig through an untouched case pack so you can try to make sure that you're getting all 4 and not like 4 of the same one. And so it filled me with just this sense of like a panicked urgency that again, like it's not like a proud moment for me, but that's just how I felt. It felt like, okay, I can either shell out the money now and pay, you know, like the $100 to get these. And that sucks. And that's not an option that I like. But the alternative is I never get them because like if I wait for a sale, I just because of the way that they're handling them, I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm not trying to be like, these are never going to go on sale. Hurry up and buy them. Bratz isn't paying me. I'm not going to say that shit. And frankly, they could not pay me to say that shit anyway, because I just think this is like a gross tactic. So yeah, I'm not trying to say they're literally never going to go on sale because I don't know. But the way that this launch happened and like just the vibes around it make me feel like these might be items that just like poof, and then they're never there. I didn't think they were going to go on sale. And so I genuinely was like, my alternatives are buy them now, spend what I think is too much money, never have them, or end up paying probably just as much to get the ones that I want off of someone who's selling them online, like secondhand online. And so I just decided to buy them because it was like, I want to have them. I don't like the option where I don't have these dolls. And like, I don't need them. I fully recognize that. They are just dolls, just bag charms, just whatever you want to call them. But I wanted them because it makes me happy inside. And God knows we all need a little something to make us happy inside on occasion. And so, like, for me, that was just the least of like three evils, technically, that I could go with. It sucks. I'm not happy to have done that in the sense that I think they're too expensive and I hate that I had to buy more than four trying to get all four characters because I didn't really want to shell out that extra money, but it was just like this is your best chance. This is the best chance that you have to get this. And there's such a good chance that later on they're going to get so expensive secondhand that I was just like, if you want these dolls, you might as well fucking do it now. And I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I had the money to where I could go do that. And again, that coupon really helped. But like, that just sucks. That's just a shitty position to be in. So that's like not my justification because, like, you know, it is my money. It's okay that I spent it. I don't actually have to be ashamed about that. But that's what was going through my head. And that's why I was like looking so religiously at Target and trying so hard to find these, is because it really felt like a now or never situation because I wanted all four. Like, if you just like all of them and you're like, oh, I'm going to buy one box and see what I get, that's sort of different. But I was like, I want all four, and this is what I have to do it. So does that make me a hypocrite? I don't know. Personally, I don't think so. Again, we're going to talk more about that in the next video. But that's just like the full disclosure, the emotions that ran through me and everything. So I think that finally concludes this video. I guess the too long didn't watch for this video is I do think that these are decent quality. Like I said, I have a little bit of a chip in the eyebrow on this one. That can happen even with dolls that aren't blind box, and it happens for every brand. So like, it sucks, but I'm not specifically holding it necessarily against them. Outside of that, I do think that they feel decently quality. So the product itself, I got no issues with. The fact that it's a pure blind box, diabolical. The fact that it's $25, also diabolical. Just the way that this release was handled and like the lack of quantities that they are putting out, messed up. Hate that. Hate to see that like falsified, manufactured scarcity. Like, it's just silly. It's unnecessary. It is so many just bad things. And I think I mentioned this. I've forgotten at this point what all I've ranted about. But they specified, oh, wave 1 icons. So I know they're already planning on making more of these. And you better believe it's going to be the same. You think that Bratz is going to be like, just kidding, we're going to drop the price down to actually $15 and we're going to have little symbols on. No, they're going to put us through this shit again. And I honestly kind of hope that I don't even like the next round because I don't really feel like feeling this way again. But I guess that's everything. So that's what I have to say. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Are you also stressed / were you also stressed? Do you have these? Do you think I'm insane for buying so many? That's fine if you have to say yes. Like, I get it. I recognize it. I am insane. Do you think like all of this is very manipulative and messed up? Are you fine with the releases because it's like fairly normalized? I'm just nosy because I feel like I'm going sort of crazy about these. So yeah, let me know. That's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed me losing my mind a little bit over here. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night or whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.